Paul, I know Florio commented on this and wrote a column about what Steve Bisciotti had to say, owner of the Baltimore Ravens, with the fully guaranteed contract. I think what Bisciotti is saying is the same for the owners across the league. They're looking around going, what did Haslam just do?
Yeah.
Because that's now the new bar for Team X in negotiations with a top 10 talent at the position.
Yeah, we said Lamar Jackson is the next big quarterback who would probably be looking for this. Though it's odd, Eric DaCosta, I think, said at the owners' meetings, Bisciotti, I think, said at the owners' meetings, well, Eric DaCosta is not going to repeatedly call Lamar Jackson and say, hey, come in to talk contract. It's a very odd strategy that Lamar Jackson's using, but he's not interested in talking contract, which is kind of bizarre because most people in his position would be very eager to talk contract. Now, he's coming off a down season, but most guys like that would say, well, it's not representative of my entire body of work. I'm an MVP quarterback. Give me my money. He's not doing that. But my point about Florio is this, and Florio's big on collusion. He likes to push collusion talk. So he says, Bisciotti saying this, that, hey, Haslam's contract for Deshaun Watson, that Bisciotti or any owner would say this puts the rest of us in a bad, awkward spot, is indicative of the league's tendency to collude, and that they're colluding against this kind of guaranteed contract, or that they're colluding against another Florio big talking point, this idea of having salaries tied to a percentage of the cap, that a good quarterback should say, I'm worth 16% of your cap, and whatever the cap is, my contract should go with that. Just because other owners use common sense or have similar ideas does not collusion make. And so, look, the Haslams went to a new extreme. If you two are owners in the league and I'm Haslam and you say, I don't like what Haslam did, that doesn't make you colluders. That doesn't mean that you're breaking federal labor law and somehow not doing what I did. Are you colluding against the rest of the quarterbacks in football because you see me as having gone outside the box and done something unusual? I hate that this conversation comes up every time. Chad, you're perfectly entitled to pay your quarterback and negotiate in good faith with your quarterback to what you think is reasonable. You're not obligated now to do what Jimmy Haslam did because Jimmy Haslam did it. And you're not colluding against the quarterbacks in the league if you don't do it because I make a bad business move?
Well, to what Florio is claiming, the contract for Deshaun Watson shows that there's not collusion in regards to this.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
The fact that the moment it happened disproves any notion of collusion about what a contract can be for a quarterback because Jimmy Haslam
went and did it.
Maybe went rogue, but he did whatever he wanted, so there was no collusion.
Everybody else isn't obligated to go do it now.
Right.
Just, you know.
Well, like, here's an example. You know, if Colin Kaepernick were to sign with someone, that moment would disprove any notion of collusion to not sign the guy. And I don't think there's collusion.
If Colin Kaepernick was Deshaun Watson, he would be signed.
Yes. And I don't think there's, collusion with this. I just don't think teams want him. They haven't had to talk about it. They're just not doing it. But if you wanted to go on the league is colluding conspiracy theory on Colin Kaepernick, you could do so because he hasn't been signed. Deshaun Watson signing this contract proves there's no collusion in regards to this. I also agree with Bisciotti that if I'm another owner, I'm pissed because the precedent is now set, and every agent in the league, if you've got a young quarterback or you've got one of these top 10 guys, they're going to be coming in saying, oh, you told me it wasn't possible for years with some of these things, and now look at what.
Now Haslam could say tough beans. Like I did what's good for my football team. If it makes it difficult for you, so be it.
Well, he is saying that.
We're partners to a degree. We're one of 32 partners to a degree, one of 31 because Green Bay doesn't have an owner. But I'm not obligated to help you out with your quarterback contracts. That's your problem. Go deal with it, which is what everybody's going to do.
Well,
that's fine.
If anything, the Watson contract and how this has all gone down proves that the NFL is the ultimate meritocracy. If you can play at an extremely high level, regardless of circumstance, background, or where you're from, they're going to sign you. And they're going to pay top dollar to have you play for that franchise.
And they might even guarantee 5 years, give you no trade,
No doubt.
and give you the power to fire the coach, which is what we suspect he now has. But I don't think the next quarterback should get this. You know, if Brady and Manning, I'm going to be an old man right now, get off my lawn. If Brady and Manning didn't get it, I don't think Deshaun Watson should have gotten it. More power to him, I guess, that he managed to get what he got. But I don't think that means Lamar Jackson should get it.
He's going to get it. He's going to get it because if the Ravens don't give it to him, someone else will.
Well, they may say, go ahead, get it somewhere else. We'll go this direction we were talking about yesterday.
He'll get it.
We'll get a cheap quarterback and we'll pay big dollars
in a
to somebody
post-Brady
else.
era with the number of owners that were just trying to do the same thing with Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson will get it.